What up? What up, everybody? What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon. Um, Man, beautiful day again in Minnesota, boy. I'm loving it, man. Next week gonna be 70 something. Minnesota, man, come on, man. Minnesota, stand up, boy. This is our time of the year right here to shine through. So you know what I'm saying? What's up to everybody, man? Blessings to everybody, man. Beautiful life, beautiful love. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Thailand TV. You know what I'm saying? Your boy 800. You know what I'm saying? The Styles, baby. The Prophet. You know what I'm saying? De Jour. Yes, sir. The God. The man form. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know if you feeling it, man, but I am, man. Man, we've been rocking, man, for about a good week and a half, about a good week, man, steadily, consistently. I'm loving it. Um, I'm getting more used to, you know what I'm saying, getting my material down, um, and kind of having a better flow for you during my shows and during my broadcasts and trying to stay on topic. I've noticed sometimes I can fly off topic, but that's kind of why I do the whole little bit at the beginning, kind of just lollygag with you. Um, you know what I'm saying? Catch up on today's news or anything in the news. Um, you know, and then sometimes and at the end of the show, I do it too a little bit, just kind of, politic with my peoples and my friends, man. Give y'all a little bit of me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, sometimes you got to come and kind of freestyle on this stuff at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? To get everybody in, and also give people time to come on in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're doing a show like this, a live broadcast, you want to make sure you kind of give a couple of minutes before you start with your main topics, so you can get enough people. You know what I'm saying viewing. Um, some kind of audience. But yeah, no. I've been seeing this whole little. Might as well do it. I mean, hey, social media. Let's jump all into it. Let's conversate. People that haven't seen it can probably be able to be part of that conversation. We're talking about the 100 men versus one gorilla, right? Right. What do we? This is crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like people really make it a huge topic to talk about on social media. Like people are really, really trying to configure this out and and really delving deep in conversation about whether 100 men can take down a real live gorilla or whether saying that real live gorilla can handle 100 dudes, right? And hey man, I'm gonna throw my opinion in it too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, like I said. But I feel like the reality is, um, man, a gorilla, man, the strength of a gorilla ain't no joke, bro. The strength of a gorilla is no joke. And honestly, I just think unless you find 100 diehard, you know what I'm saying, kill or be killed type of dudes, you know what I'm saying? I think Mace said it the best. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That first boom, that first bam, you know what I'm saying? That gorilla, it's gonna be about about 20 of them dudes and be like, whoa, whoa. Like I'll step back, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait. I'm be the second line of attack, you know what I'm saying? Because them, them first ones, hey man, them first ones is gonna be crazy, man. And you gotta think about it too. Um, Animal instinct. Us humans with evolution, we've evolved ourselves and we've taken pride in evolving ourselves from animalistic nature and leaving that behind and manifesting the power of our mind to subdue our animalistic nature, right? So taking that in consideration, you know what I'm saying, gorilla, the straight up jungle animal, man. You know what I mean? A straight up just raw dog animal. You know what I'm saying? So that mindset is gonna go um primeval, you know what I'm saying, and primitive on you, you know what I'm saying? And you got 100 men that have, like I said, have evolved into having compassion and all that, and scarcity, you know what I'm saying, and people, animals in the wild, you know what I'm saying? It's kill or be killed, right? You know what I'm saying? You got 100 men that haven't lived in a kill or be killed type of mentality too. So, when I speak, man, sometimes I speak real, man. So, my opinion is gonna have that in it. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas I think that 100 dudes could eventually, yeah, get it done. Eventually, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of hurt people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of hurt dudes. You know what I'm saying? So take that in consideration. But yeah, 100 versus one is gonna win eventually. It's gonna win out eventually. But boy, in the beginning, man, it's gonna be about 50, 60 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's either here, that's either dead and gone, or just hurt, right? So that's my little 2 cents on the whole 100 people, 100 dudes versus one gorilla. And like I said, it's part of social media, man. So go ahead and tap in. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead and tap in when you get the opportunity to do it. So I went ahead and just wanted to give my 2 cents on it and speak about it. I thought it was a funny topic, though, especially when I first seen it, because I had seen it before. I always be seeing these type of videos. It'd be like 1,000 um, Voltrons versus 100 aliens. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing those a lot, you know what I'm saying? So to see something like this, but to actually kind of like see it blow up within conversations of everybody on ESPN broadcast shows and just everybody kind of blowing up, conversating about it was just kind of funny to watch that and witness that. And that's just the realm of social media. So, that's what comes with that. You never know what thing goes viral or when it's gonna go. So you just got to keep putting out material and putting out content. You know what I'm saying? And grab a hold sometime, right? So you know what I mean. That's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, man. We got today is the last day of April. May is coming up. A lot of stuff happens in May. I think one of the biggest holidays of the year, Mother's Day, happens the next month. So be on protocol for serving your duties, your duties, young men, for your mothers, you grown men, for your mothers, your wives, and your daughters, who are mothers. But yeah, that day is coming up, and it's time for us to, turn and give the attention to those women who have um, basically fed and clothed and brought life to what we have and what we living out here now. So yeah, thanks God for mothers. And it's coming up. So next month, get ready. So it's a heads up for guys that you know how he is about holidays. You know how he is about everything. You know how he is about birthdays, holidays, any days, any days. You know what I'm saying? We can be like, oh, for real? Oh, it is? Ooh, anniversaries. Oh, it is today? Oh, some flowers, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of throwing it out. I know it's a couple of weeks away, but kind of throwing it out there. I throw it out there continuously, saying all my shows until we get closer to the day. So that way, you know what I'm saying? Just in case you one of them people like I have been before too. Forget that stuff. Memorial Day is going to be next month. Day off of school for kids, another day off of school for the kids. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, it's a holiday. It's a day to celebrate and to commemorate all the people of service and what they've done for us and afforded us the opportunity to be able to have this medium right here, this freedom of speech, right? You know what I'm saying? I know I spoke a little bit about my feelings about the military and blacks in the military or whatever. That's just whatever my stance, whatever. No hate, nothing like that. But we do take that day, Memorial Day, to give the love back and send the love out to all those men that have lost their lives, all those men that have served for us, and all those men that are currently serving for us, and just give them a shout out. And it's their day to sit down, chill, eat some good food, some barbecue, because you know how it is. Everybody be barbecuing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my people in the hood, y'all know how we do more day. You barbecuing. You know what I'm saying? Or you going out of town. So, next month May is a pretty big month. So, and plus it's the start of one of the best astrology signs. The best astrology sign. Yeah, hands down. I think it's the best astrology sign. I do. The sign of the Gemini. No sign like it. No other sign like it. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's why it happens at the beginning of summer. That's why it happens at the beginning of summer. Gemini. Yeah. Yes. That's what it is. So yeah, next month, get ready for them. They coming. They coming. They didn't let the G's in the dope. They didn't let the Geminis in the dope. They coming, boy. But anyway, we talk about that too because I'm a Gemini, so I'm gonna be wild with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go, right? So next month is a huge month of May. Last day of April today. So and the weather's been beautiful, man. I've been looking at it all over. Been looking at it in the East Coast. South has been pretty good. Midwest has even been had some good weather. So from what we had during the wintertime, it was pretty, yeah, it was looking like end of the world type stuff, right? So it's good to get this kind of weather coming back and being able to chill. You know what I'm saying? Relax, get some stuff done. The days are longer too, right? The days are longer. So but yeah. And speaking of end of the days, that's how we gonna transition into today's topic. Today's topic is a Bible story that anyone with religion knows about. It is one of the first stories of the Bible. Has to do with Adam and Eve and their little incident. You know what I'm saying? That's what we'll call it. Their little incident, right? Topic of today's show is called The Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. And basically, it's a New Testament story. And it basically begins with the creation of man. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. I apologize to your world. I apologize. Hey, gas, bro. But anyways, it started out with the creation of the first man and the first woman, right? And so, as we know, I've talked about this before. Matter of fact, I talked about this last night. That the story goes that God created man in his image, saw everything was good, watched man chilling, doing things by himself, said man needs a partner, put man to sleep, took a rib from man and created woman, and two, creating the first couple, right? Now, this is where we get into what we're talking about today. After creating these two, he said to him, as the story goes in the Bible, it says that he told them that everything that you see is yours. Everything that you can see with your eyes is yours, right? Everything. Just don't eat from this tree right here, right? Don't eat from this tree. That's it. Just don't take from this one tree. You can have everything. You can have everything that you want. Everything that you want. Just don't take from this one right here, right? Very, very, very specific. You know what I'm saying? Very easy ask of anybody, especially if you're offering everything, right? You're offering everything. All you're saying is say, look, just this one thing. Don't mess with it. Leave it alone. It's not for you. I'm providing everything else that you need. This is not something that you need. So just leave it alone, right? Don't take nothing from it. What happens next is, they chilling, doing their thing. And Eve, the woman, is alone one day. And how the story goes, the serpent, right? What the serpent represents is, could be many things, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the serpent comes to Eve and he persuades her into uh, partaking and eating of the fruit from the tree that God said don't mess with, right? So he persuades her, right? Now, key word is he persuades her. That's what the Torah. That's what I'm hearing from the story when I read the story is that he persuades her. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, she's just kicking it like this all the time. You know what I mean? And he just happens to come and bring her one, right? This is like she's following the rules of the land, the laws of the king, and of the Most High. She's following the laws, right? And then all of a sudden, the serpent comes in and talks her into it. She even gives him, like I said, persuaded her. She even gives him the excuse of, "Hey, look, we ain't supposed to be doing that. I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? No, but he's a serpent. What are serpents? Snakes, smooth, silky, vain. You know what I'm saying? So he's rapping. You know what I mean? He's spitting game, and ends up getting her to be like, "All right, bet." You know what I'm saying? I'll take of it. Boom, and bam, take a bite. Feeling good, right? You know what I'm saying? So she like, okay, bam, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like this is good. I like this. And he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm gonna get my man to partake of this too. So the Adam come rolling around. Um the Bible says Adam comes and spots this, and he's like, no, come on, take a bite. And he's like, no, we're not supposed to do it. She's like, no, but everything's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. This man told me, or the serpent told me that it's all good, and it has been. You should try it too. And Adam says, all right, you know what I'm saying? You know, as most men would do in a situation with their woman, having their woman's back. He decides to say, okay, I trust you, woman, and bites of the fruit also. Now, keep in mind that Eve bites the apple first. This is everybody's religion. Everybody's religious books tells basically the similar story on this one, right? This story right here is pretty similar throughout, right? But it says that Eve took a bite of the apple first. Nothing happened with God. He could have stopped right there. Like he could have been like, boom, bam, boom, woman. Matter of fact, he could have said, bam, woman, ban, take you back, turn you back into a rib, and put you back into his lung. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. Right? He allowed it to play out. Eve gave it to Adam. Adam fell into it and decided to roll with it also. And once he bit the apple, that's when he who shall remain nameless showed up and said, yeah, this ain't popping off. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all not to do this. I told you that this was the only thing that I forbid for you guys. And now there has to be a punishment. You know what I'm saying? Now there has to be accountability for you doing wrong. Like I said, it wasn't until Adam did it. So the understanding with God is that he knew, because of the nature of woman, she was more susceptible to be misled, which is not an end all be all. We can still fix some things because that's her nature, you know what I'm saying? To nurture, to trust, and to believe. That's just the nature of woman. Can't fault her fully for that. When Adam did it, that's when God stepped in, because it's like, you know, Adam, you're supposed to be the disciplinarian. You're supposed to be the head of the family. So if there's a problem that arises, you're supposed to fix it, not follow behind it. And once he became a follower, that's when, you know what I'm saying, God was like, yo, we got to shut this down. You know what I'm saying? We got to shut this down. Y'all got to roll up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You got to roll up out of here. And not only that, one of the things that happened was they became they had jobs now. You know what I'm saying? Like they were both banished from the Garden of Eden. They both were told, yo, you got to roll. It's the story in the Bible now. This is what the Bible's telling you. They both got told they have to flee from the Garden of Eden. They're banished, and then in the process from now on, Eve and all Eve's female children Eve will bear children, and all her children her women children will bear children and the pain and go through the pain of birth and child. Whereas Adam would have to now work the land to provide for his family, work it to the bone, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he provide and protect for his family. And that was, like I said, that was a disciplinarian act from God. You know what I'm saying? It was saying, okay, you guys want to disobey me and do whatever you want to do. And all I told you when I gave you access to endless amounts of what you needed or wanted, and all I asked of you was one thing, and you couldn't do that one thing. So, got to shut it down, players. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to, hey, you ain't got nowhere to go. Too bad. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that roommate that stayed, that person that comes and said they were going to stay for like 2 weeks, and you're about 2 months later, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you gonna go. I don't know where you gonna go, but yo, you got to roll up out of here, man. And that's what God said about the Garden of Eden, man, to those two. And I feel for them too, man, because man, like life was good, man. Life was good, man. Life was good. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna talk about my interpretation, my reinterpretation of all this. And speaking about life being good, that's kind of where we start at. You know what I'm saying? Life was a party for them, man. Life was great, man. Like to have everything that you need to be able to touch, use, enjoy everything that you see, and all you gotta do is just stay away from this one area. You know what I'm saying? This one area, just walk around this one area. You know what I'm saying? Don't even go by that one area. You know what I mean? But they couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Temptation's abound, boy. He talks about it all the time in his book, man. The temptation is a mug, boy. I'm telling you. And so, it's kind of a form of entitlement almost, because they had the good life. I mean, they was living the good life, right? The good life, you know what I'm saying? To the fullest, everything that they needed, right? So, and you think about it, any stories, any interpretations, right? You think about Anunnaki, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you believe in that aspect, you look at it. The creator created a certain group of people and had them in a perfect land that made just for them everything that they could, everything that they could need, and they wanted more. They wanted more. Tower of Babel, they wanted more. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in retrospect was something that they wanted more of. They didn't have enough. They were not happy, and so that's why the punishments were casted upon Adam and Eve, because they just weren't. They didn't understand that everything that they need was already there. You know what I'm saying? It was a moment where they wanted to test to see what else could happen. And my interpretation, like I said, this is the part where it's my interpretation of what's going on. So I look at the tree of good and knowledge, of the tree of knowledge of good and evil as, I mean, what if it was like some sort of psychedelic, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just what if it was, right? What if he was trying to tell y'all just to stay away from this tree because it's kind of a psychedelic, you know what I mean? Like you're the way we made y'all, you're not able to handle this. You know what I'm saying? And you think about the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? Right? The tree of knowledge, right? Right? What happens when people smoke marijuana, right? Right? They be thinking they know everything. Right? You know what I'm saying? They be coming up with all kind of questions. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I mean, you think about it. Think about drugs, right? I'm not saying no. I'm not saying drugs are good. I'm just thinking. I'm just saying, man, think about what drugs you making people do. Because right, I heard a comedian say this one time. This is funny as heck. He said, dude, like people back in the day had to be on drugs because if some of the inventions that they came up with, right? Some of the inventions that they came up with, you had to be on drugs. Like Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. He said you got to be high out your mind to think of the telephone, right? You actually have to be so high, so gone off a drug that you're sitting there thinking, I wish I could talk to somebody that ain't even here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello, what he say? I gotta remember who comedian that was, man. Hello, you know what I'm saying? Hello, but that's real stuff, right? And that's what I feel like personally. That's what God. That's what the man upstairs. And that's what the Bible story of this particular story with Adam and Eve was trying to tell us, is that he was saying, stay away from them type of things, man, because it's going to make your mind think a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You think about drugs and alcohol and how they affect your body, right? You know what I'm saying? You think about marijuana, mushrooms, you know what I'm saying? These psychedelic drugs and stuff like that that make you, they take you into a area where you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're almost on a different plane than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ask anybody that does that stuff. They feel like they're moving differently than everybody else. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, the Most High is trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Uh uh um those certain things are not good for your body, you know what I'm saying, and not good for your mind, especially. So your mind must be cleansed, you know what I'm saying, in order to operate and function fully. I mean, you think about hops, think about grapes. I mean, grapes make wine. You know what I'm saying? That's a fruit from a vine. You know what I'm saying? Still vines, similar to, growth of trees. It grows from the ground, right? You know what I'm saying? You got hops. Hops are used to make beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you think about these psychedelic drugs. This is the part where we're gonna spin it right back to Adam and Eve, because not eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you're not taking, basically, don't take any drugs. That's what he's saying. Don't take any drugs or don't take any alcohol. That's my interpretation of it. That tree was that representation of drugs and alcohol. Don't do it, right? Because what happened once they did that? I think one of the biggest things that people like to skip over when they think about this story is that it says that, and this is in the Bible, it specifically says that once they did, they saw each other form, they saw each other's body, they saw each other naked, and they ran and they put leaves and tried to cover themselves up, when before that they were just floating around. I mean, I've seen videos of Africa, movies of Africa or whatever, and the people of African tribes and stuff like that. They walking around and the ladies got the little boobies, blah 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 boom, and even in some tribes, men got the little wangy just hanging, you know what I'm saying, just hanging out in the open, you know what I'm saying. And if you think about that in this concept, the Bible says that they, once they ate upon the fruit, they were able to see each other's natural form, and then they became almost lustful, right? They became lustful of the body, right? And that was one of the things that God was trying to keep us from, because that was going to bring in lust. When you get, think about it, when you get high and you get drunk, what happens? You get impaired, right? And beer goggles. They call it beer goggles, right? There's a label for the stuff I'm saying here. Beer goggles, right? It's what happens when you get drunk, and things that were horrible for you to take part in, a person in particular that's horrible for you to be a part of, you kind of become blurry to that and don't see it as something, as a problem anymore, and you're more susceptible to go into it, right? Your inhibitions are down, right? So spinning my interpretation into the Bible, that's what the tree of knowledge of good and evil is. It's a way of taking these drugs and these herbs and these alcoholic beverages, and it takes your mind to a place where you're beyond where you need to be at, with everything that you already need and have already here. So that was one of the reasons why they were asked to leave, because that's what started to happen at that point in time. And then, like I said, if you think about it too, now you're having to bear children. How come you weren't bearing children at first, right? Before this section of the Bible, before this story of the Bible, why weren't you bearing children at first, right? You weren't bearing children until this punishment. So that means part of the punishment maybe was the promiscuity. You know what I'm saying? Being someone that now sees the body and lusts for the body. And you think about, there's many books, there's many stories in the Bible, man. I think you think about the Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? That's another story to talk about too. But you think about that city, those two cities, and they were just like straight, dirty Sluttyville. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it went from. It went from being asked not to eat of this tree to all of a sudden you guys, things that are acting people that are just acting, out of their minds, what I'm saying, doing whatever, lusting of the body, like I said, being promiscuous and just not in their right minds. And that's one of the reasons why he asked us to astray from taking part in eating of that fruit from that tree. And you have to look at um the abilities of people as a people to want more. Like I said, women naturally want more. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why it was easy for the serpent to grab a hold of Eve first, because that's just what the nature of woman wants. Is we got to figure out how to get more. Like this is good, but we got to figure out how to get here. We cool, but we got to figure out how to get here. And then men, most of the time, hey, look, that's a good idea. Let's ride with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that situation, I feel, happened. I think, Eve went first, Adam rolled up after it. And like I said, it wasn't until after God saw Adam do it that he was like, y'all got to go. And plus, he was like, he knew it. You know what I'm saying? He kind of knew it too. He was like, hey, man, look, what's about to happen now that y'all ate that fruit, man? Y'all finna start feeling yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You finna start walking around here like you too, you know what I'm saying? Like your stuff don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like you're too big for you, you know what I'm saying? And then you finna be sneaking off and having little inappropriate moments. And that's one of the things they fear the most. Because I mean, you're the creator, and all of a sudden you give the woman and your creation the ability to reproduce and recreate. It's almost like what they handed us God powers, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, if you think about it, that's what he said. He said, it says in the Bible that God made man in his image. What are children? Children are us in our image. So how are we able to reproduce if we don't have, if that's not saying that we have God-like powers, right? And it's crazy, because we get to these moments like this story in particular to where we have to test God, and I think we need to find a way not to have to do that, not to have to test them. You know what I'm saying? Just to know the laws of the land and follow the laws. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's always said that he's given us everything we need. And in this story in particular, it breaks it down to that. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally, the Most High literally says to these two people, you have everything you need as far as your eyes can see. You can have everything. Just don't take this one thing, right? And it's something so simple can be so difficult. You know what I'm saying? And we have these and see these issues in today's society in America today, especially with entitlement and stuff like that. So it's not, it doesn't blow me out the way in my brain to think that this is a part of an entitlement situation too, to where two people were, feeling themselves and really was living a good life. You know what I'm saying? They had everything set up for them and just really wanted to test to see if they can get more. And it failed. You know what I'm saying? It backfired. And now we here. You know what I'm saying? Thank great, 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 great grandma and grandpa. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but that's my thing though. I think for real on a low, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like honestly, I feel like it was a party, dude. I feel like it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like on the real, I feel like it was like a, you know what I mean? Like a party. Like they was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? They had the whole land to themselves. And you know what I'm saying? The whole world, everything was off the chain, man. You know what I'm saying? And one day, dude came over and was like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? They got kicked out, you know what I'm saying, living down below us, you know what I'm saying? He popped up, like, hey, look, Shorty, look, I'm gonna take a bite of this apple real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he say don't take it, but the reason why he say don't take it is because you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be more like him. If you take this, you're gonna be more like him. That's what he said. That's what he said to her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning, he had to persuade her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she just like, I'm rolling with you. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, ladies, I know y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I love the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. And I listen. You know what I'm saying? I had a mom, auntie. I got a lot of girl cousins, man. I listen to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he said, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like the ladies, look, you can't just break a lady. He had to persuade her, dog. He had to throw game at her. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys too. I'm gonna be honest on you ladies too. You can be persuaded. You ain't gotta admit it if you don't want to, and I don't care if you admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a mouthpiece on me, so I don't care if you don't admit it or not. I really don't. But you guys can be persuaded, and that's one of the reasons why I say in that story. If you read the story, there's a lot of people that have this story in their religious Bibles, religious books say the same thing. God didn't do anything to them until Adam ate the fruit, not to when the woman ate the fruit, because it's expected. It's expected that at some point in time you guys can give in. That's just your nature, right? That's just what it is. Don't be offended. I'm not saying things to offend people. I'm just saying it's factual things, right? But it's in the man's nature to bring that discipline, and that's what discipline does. Discipline gets you back on the line. And when Adam didn't come with that discipline, and they was, you know what I'm saying, she was still partying, you know what I'm saying, eating that fruit, you know what I'm saying, or blowing, you know what I'm saying, or that wine or whatever the fruit from that tree of, now they don't name it, you know what I'm saying, yeah, they say apple, but I think it was more like a fig. I think because I've read different interpretations of it. I think it was more like a fig, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, but once she got it, she was like, ooh, yeah, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Wonder Woman in this mug. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get the moving up in this mug, right? You know what I'm saying? We really popping it off. You know what I mean? He came over. He said, girl, what you doing? What you doing over there? What you doing? He said, hey, come here. He said, hey, honey, come here. Come here, honey. Hey, look, eat this. He said, oh, hey. Hey, Adam said, hey. Oh goodness gracious! When I think of this story, if I could write this movie, man, if I write this in my movie, man, I would love to make this scene. But man, Adam said, man, hold up, player. Girl, hey man, he said don't eat that, man. Baby, he said don't eat that. You know what I'm saying? She was like, but nah, she's like, look at me, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm doing things I ain't never done before. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to be like this too? He's like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's like, but you do look like you having a good time. You do like you having some fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. This is what he said, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. This is what goes through the head of people, right? So I'm telling you what he said. But you do like you having a good time. You know what I'm saying? He said, all right, well, all right, hey, I'm gonna ride with you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let me hit that. So he grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? Did his thing with it too. As soon as he did his thing with it, thunder, lightning. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he did that, as soon the book. Hey man, these stories, you read these stories, man. Pay attention. The book says, man, as soon as he bit that apple, man, boom, he was like, hey. The man upstairs was like, hey, I just told y'all. All I told y'all to do was not to do that. That's it. He said, all right, you ain't even heard my voice since I left y'all on the beach created. You haven't even heard me. You haven't even heard me at all. But now I gotta come back down here and now I gotta put things back in order. Cool. I got you. Because you ate the unforbidden. Bam, 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 bam. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's as simple as that, man. And that's what the domino effect of everything that we rolling through right now, and hopefully trying to bring things back, and hopefully one day get over back into the Garden of Eden. But in the meantime, I know a lot of people are out here partaking of the forbidden fruits. And matter of fact, there's a lot of them now, especially with processed food. Man, it's a lot of forbidden fruit out here, man. A lot of forbidden fruit. We're eating it. You know what I'm saying? Bodies are unhealthy. Minds are separated from God. Because one thing that I learned is that when our minds are clear, we're more connected with the earth and God and the Most High. So if that's true, which I think it is, it has been proven to be true. then the less we eat is actually how we should be. And um, this whole story of the tree of knowledge of good and evil is a point of that. I mean, the less you eat, you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? And I think gluttony, you know what I'm saying, overindulging, and I think that's one of the things that I learned. I seen um a meme one time where it showed it was like a meme of like four little heads, or whatever right there, and each one is doing something different. The first head is eating, it has a plate of food in front of them, and then it shows the aura above the head probably stopping right there, or no, matter of fact, it had no aura at all. And then it had a person with like a plate with a couple of different items of food and and just a glass of water, and then the aura was kind of a little bit higher, and then had a person with just a glass of water. The aura was kind of thin but going upwards to the sky, to the energy in the air. And then the last one was someone who wasn't eating at all, and it just showed their aura was fully immersed in the sky, and the energy that it was getting was just wide, and showing that you receive more energy and more connection with the earth the less you eat. That's why I fast. You know what I'm saying? I fast a lot, and like with this story in particular with the tree of knowledge, I think that's part of the reason what he was trying to tell Adam and Eve is that fasting is all you need to really do. You have everything in your body that you need. Is made up of 80% water, so you already got water inside you. Replenish that. A lot of fruit and stuff has water in it, also, so you can eat a fruit and drink water at the same time. So I mean, that's basically to reiterate what he was saying to Adam and Eve is that you have everything you see, you have everything, you have everything you need. You don't need anything else. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from this stuff over here, man. This stuff right here will, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he was saying just save this stuff for us. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the land good, you know what I'm saying? Take care of the land, you know what I'm saying? So this tree can grow, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the stuff we coming back for. You know what I'm saying? This is only for us, you know what I'm saying? Like we can only deal with this, you know what I mean? This is the God like right here in my angels and all the heavenly people. Once they passed on, they can come back, use this tree to fuel whatever they're doing. So don't take of it because it's going to make your mind think like that, and you're not one of those. And once they decide to do that, once they start to indulge and overeat, their mind started to disconnect from the earth and from the air in the sky, or in the sky. So that's just my take, man, and my interpretation on this story. I love thinking about this because it's something that I want to do with you guys. Also, is just go through different books of the Bible. When I was a young kid, man, being part of Redeemer Missionary Baptist Church, and me and my guys, we, we were a big part of the church, man, as far as like, being in the choir, being an usher. Shoot, we even had our own little church downstairs for the kids, man. We had junior deacons, junior pastors, junior mothers, and we ran our own church downstairs, man, for a while. We had our own little church, and we would recite the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And even in Bible studies, and even over summer Bible school, we would be sitting there and in class and breaking down the books of the Bible and reading the stories in the Bible. And I used to always want to do that. I used to want to always interpret the Bible in my own words, and kind of tell it in a story that kind of is different. It's a different way of looking at it. I mean, but it is similar to the story in itself, but it's kind of a modern spin to it so that people can kind of understand how that story applies to what the Most High and what God is trying to tell us. You know what I'm saying? You look at today now, especially with this story, you look at the world we live in today, and it's pretty similar to Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, it pretty is. I mean, everywhere. I mean, it's a lot of promiscuity going on. It's a lot of exchanging bodily fluids, and it's a lot of exchanging of, you know, foods and trading partners, and you know what I'm saying, and all that. So, and that stems from this whole ejection out of the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that the Garden of Eden was built was for us to be there and be there forever, and everything to be great, and everything we needed was there. So, you know what I'm saying, for this situation and this story to happen the way it did, domino affected everything into how, partly into how it is now. I mean, so you got to look at it like that. I mean, that's pretty huge, right? A pretty huge turn of events. So this story is like one of the hugest turn of events in our history. But a lot of the stories in the Bible were, because they were at the beginning of time, or they were the first real recollection that we have of what was going on back in the day. So you take from it how you look at it, right? And like I say, everything is three parts: his story, her story, and the truth. So, you know what I mean? All I'm doing is just giving you my interpretation, my story. You know what I'm saying? How I look at it. And take from it how you want, man. If you want to grab a Bible, man, grab the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? The Old Testament be popping. The New Testament weird. The New Testament got some weird stories, and they changed them a lot. But if you're gonna grab a Bible, man, grab the Old Testament. The Old Testament be popping off, man. I love the stories in the Old Testament. And you know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking about this the other day. How you know that things have changed so much? Grab, if you possibly can, get an older Bible, right? Get an older, a created Bible, and then get a newer Bible and see what they look like, bro. Like, it's funny, bro. Because when I was learning the Bible when I was young, when I was talking about how we was all in Church of Redeemer, I remember reading the Bible and everything was die, thou art, begets, begotten, abide, thy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays it actually reads out like regular words. I'm like, nah, that ain't how I read it. We had to decipher. We had to decipher these words, man. It sounded like it was a language, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't know. Like, what do they call it? Latin, man. Latin, right? Well, it wasn't. I think it was more closely to Latin than the stuff that they're writing, the interpretations of it that they're writing now. But back in the day when you read the Old Testament, man, you was like, thy, thou art, they, within him, he, you know what I'm saying? Whereas, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what? That was a whole sentence that I just read. That was literally the sentence. But you had, you know what I'm saying? We had to do a lot of deciphering. And at a young age, actually, it was good for me at a young age because it helped me to learn how to break down when I'm reading. So, yeah. So Adam and Eve, man. Big ups to you, grandma, great, 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 grandpa, great, 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 grandma, great, 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 great. However many great, great grandma and grandpas. Big shout outs to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And it was a big, big story. That's told about you guys and the tree of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I love thinking about that, the tree of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, take from it what you want and figure out what it interprets for you. But just understand that the story basically is the Most High giving us laws and saying that as long as we live up to those laws, man, everything will be all right. So, and as we all know, he's coming back soon. So, it is what it is, man. It's always what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So this your boy 800, man. Just want to talk to you guys real quick about the Bible, one of the best stories, one of the best stories, hugest stories in the Bible, one of the first stories of the Bible. And kind of just break it down with you and go over it a little bit. That's what we're gonna do, man. 800 Styles Productions, man. Thailand TV. That's what we're gonna talk about, man. Any and everything. You never know. So pop in, you know what I'm saying? Pop out, whatever. And just hear what goes on, man. You know what I'm saying? We got new material for you all the time. Plus, let's see. Tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about hip hop. We're gonna talk a little bit about music, you know what I'm saying? So tune in for tonight. See what's crackulating, what we're gonna jump into. Like I said, we're gonna talk about hip hop, we're gonna talk about music tonight. And tomorrow I'll give you guys a breakdown or a idea of tomorrow's topics earlier in the morning tomorrow. We're going to keep this going, man. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Love. My kings and my queens. Do your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep shining. And nothing but love for you guys. And I'm here to spit as much knowledge as I can to you, man. And I'm going to do it my way. So holla at your boy. Blessings.